Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions regarding this watch. Today we're discussing a 2023 limited edition in steel made in 70 pieces from Blancpain. This is the 50 Fathoms 70th Anniversary Act 1 Series 2. So Blancpain says the first 50 Fathoms, designed for the French military nageur de combat, came out in 1953. We're going to take them at their word on that for now, but at the behest of Bob Maloubier and Claude Riffaut, combatants and tactical swimmers, Blancpain developed an early version of a modern format dive watch called the 50 Fathoms. For the 50th anniversary, a run of 3 separate commemorative series was created in 2003, and it's based on the 50s history and the early 2000s tradition that this watch was part of a trilogy of Blancpain 50 Fathoms limited editions launched for 2023. It is also perhaps the most wearable of that trilogy. So in steel, you'll find this is one of your only options if you want a 5010 reference in steel. And the 5010 means a 42.3 millimeter case compared to the old 5015 and its 45 millimeter case. So this is more wearable. So 42.3 in steel. Two different ways to measure the thickness here. 14.5 millimeters if we're just talking the case. The underslung strap, however, increases the thickness to 17.1. And from lug tip to lug tip, this is a 48 millimeter case with a quirky 21.5 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw the watch on my wrist. I should note that this is a NATO-style strap, but you can see it's perforated and has a conventional pin buckle, so it's not quite the gooseneck closure system you associate with a true NATO strap. This works like a regular strap with a pin buckle and perforations that give you a very large range of adjustment. I need to emphasize that. Take a look at this strap here. This is a more conventional range of adjustment for a pin buckle watch, whereas here you have a lot of options, and the idea here is obviously give you more options for different wrist sizes, but also make it easier to wear the strap over a diving suit. The strap is made of recycled fishing nets, and so this is something Blancpain plans to do across the whole line in the future, and it's a great way of repurposing something that otherwise would probably not break down and just spin in gigantic gyres of junk out in the ocean. So great example of being responsible, but also practical. You can also see that the strap is held on using hex keys and then bars. So this is a very secure closure that is going to stay planted. I've often lauded Blancpain for using this system instead of spring bars on the 50 Fathoms. Now we have a case flank with lugs that are still separate from the case band, so you can see how they jut out. This isn't really like a Submariner or a standard Seamaster. This has a much more distinct case and lug presence as separate sculptural elements. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and the watch wears well, though it's not going to be as easy to wear as if it were on a conventional strap. The good news is you can always put it on a conventional strap, but it does wear, even on this, easier than a 5015 for me. It looks good, it feels good. You can see it stacks up a bit with the strap under the case, but this isn't the kind of watch you wear underneath a tight sleeve, although on a regular strap it probably will fit underneath a lot of tighter dress cuffs. Now this would wear well on this strap on a wrist of, let's say, 16 centimeters like mine. Put it on a different strap, it'll wear well on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters. Okay, taking a look at the rest of the case, the highlights here, you see an oversized crown that's easy to turn, and then a bezel with a nice sharp knurling. You can look at the decoration here, and they really do go all out. Notice that the outer part of the bezel is polished, and then the recesses in there are satin. We have the cambered sapphire that first became part of the canon of 50 Fathoms design language in the modern era on the 2003 watch, and it's stuck around because it looks great. It's not a flat sapphire like you'll find on the bezels of, say, IWC Aquatimers or Supermarine dive watches from Bremont or Grand Seikos. No, this is cambered. It's a curved sapphire over the top, which gives it a little bit of a glossy look, almost like it's a magnifier of the calibrations underneath. And we have this lovely bubble-like glass box sapphire that looks like a vintage plexi. Now, because this sapphire protects the lume on the bezel, you can fully lume the bezel with no danger of the lume getting scraped off. Also, take a careful look at the numerals and indices on the dial. Unlike the production version of the 5010, this limited edition uses solid blocks of luminova. And if you've ever wondered why Blancpain uses that off-center date between the indices rather than replacing an index or a numeral, this is why. You get the four corners, 12, 3, 6, and 9, undiminished by the presence of a date. And remember what I said about that bezel, how it's possible to lume the entire bezel? Well, it is. So not only do you see where the bezel pearl is relative to the minute hand, but you have full calibration all the way around for very precise timing. Also, take a listen. The bezel action is excellent. 120 clicks, very precise, and it feels good. There's very little play, if any. The detent is sharp, but it also feels refined. It doesn't feel like I have to force it. Now, the dial is a matte black, and a lot of people are going to find this dial more appealing than the production version of the 5010, and there's a very specific reason. This is a simple matte black. There's not a lot going on. It's not a clear directional brushed metallic dial like you'll find on the production models. As a result, people don't notice the absence of the center dial disc that was a feature of the old 5015. This looks more organic and, because of the extra script, a little bit less barren than the standard 5010. Once you add the applique luminescent features, this really works so well that I think it is the most attractive version of the 5010 to date. Now, a couple of other things are worth mentioning. We do have a function that allows you to hack the seconds, stop the seconds and set the watch, and then we do have a quick set here if you want to set the date. Very simple. And in good taste, the date disc is the same color as the dial. It is not super easy to see the case back with this strap on, but I'll do my best. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos on caliber 13, 15, check my other videos of the 5010, 50, 15. You'll know what it looks like, but what's important here is that we have individual numbering because it's a limited edition, and then we have a vintage-inspired rotor that is specific to the 70th anniversary watches. So you can see not only is this the 70th anniversary rotor, it's also designed to look like the rotors on the vintage 50 Fathoms from the 1950s. And then if you note off to the side where it says platine, this is a platinum rotor, not a gold one. So you've got a more massive rotor for more efficient winding, a feature that is specific to these limited editions. Now, taking a look at the rest, you can see, although the 1315 is a machine-finished movement, it is beautifully decorated. You could see solarization on the ratchet wheel as well as the crown wheel core, a lovely snailing across the bridges, a huge mirrored bevel on the edge of every bridge, black polished screw heads. The movement, automatic winding, has 3 barrels and a 120-hour 5-day power reserve, 35 joules, 4 hertz beat rate. It is free sprung for shock resistance, and it has an anti-magnetic silicone hairspring. It is 6 position adjusted, which is 1 more than a standard chronometer. This 35 joule movement is properly impressive, and even though it was introduced back in 2007, it still remains one of the leading candidates for your money in the dive watch sector because it is so capable and so beautiful to see. And again, a regular strap will give you visual access to that. I love everything about this watch. Obviously, there's one big flaw, which is that 300 meters is not 1,000 feet, but just press the I believe button. Everyone does it. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.